Hey everybody, it is me, old Dr. Warren, for another episode of the show. Today we are here with Wayne Ferreira. He is the owner of Ecolo Blue Life and Energy. It's an amazing product that they make, and it's something that has revolutionized water, really, in my eyes, and you're going to see why. So let me tell you a little bit about him, because this really, to me, I think that this makes a huge difference on how he created this machine. And well, he's sitting there, so we're going to ask him about it. I'm going to stop talking, but let me give you a little background on him. So Wayne is actually an Olympic silver medalist. He was number 6 in the world in singles, 9th in doubles. And actually some of his greatest wins were in 96 and 2000 at the Masters. So he's done a good bit of high performance work out there. Now, not to mention, he is one of the fewest players that has ever had a positive record against Roger Federer. So I think it means a little bit on the performance of the things. So enough of my babbling. Let's get in and start chatting with him. Hey, Wayne, you there? How you doing? Ooh.
Yeah, Malcolm, great. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Okay, so
Can you hear me?
yeah, now I can. It was just chopping out just a little bit, but we've got you. How's my sound for you?
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, perfect. I can hear you very well.
Awesome. So let's talk, man. Tell me, I have used this thing for a little bit. It has gone around the world with me. I can talk all day about it, but tell me, what was the story? Like, what really got you going down this path to create an atmospheric water generator? And tell us about what that is.
Yeah, well, an atmospheric water generator is basically a machine that makes water out of the humidity in the air. It uses a condensation, which basically, you can get similar things in dehumidification, or even when you have like a hot window when it's cold outside. So it's something that you see regularly around. Basically, what happened when I retired from tennis, I was interested in this technology. I came across it a long time ago, even while I was still playing. I just liked the idea from an environmental aspect to be able to start doing something in sustainability. I always thought that it was a very interesting way that normally these things are used in sort of dehumidification and even air conditioning where the water is wasted. I thought to myself, well, why not build something where you can actually harness the water that's been made by the condensation and purify it and use it for drinking water. I've traveled around the world in many places, seen a lot of issues with scarcity of water in different places and the need of it. And, we're starting to get worse and worse as we go along. And it's a machine that has a great value for down the line on being able to make water out of, something that is there all day, every day in the atmosphere that is not being harnessed.
Yeah, so we're talking about water from thin air, cloud water. And I remember when we met, some years ago, 8, maybe 10, back there in California, and you introduced me to this idea, and then I got a machine or two and started using it myself, and it was really amazing. As I started to look more into it, what I find is that this is the cleanest water that you can get. And that's from multiple angles. Let's start out first that the water that's in the air, just the water vapor, clouds, they have large particles that's clinging to those water molecules. So that's much easier to get rid of this large junk than it is to get rid of something small. Let's say like fluoride or glyphosate, which, man, that stuff is like gasoline to cancer. So just starting, this is much better water. Now, I have learned and heard from others who know way more about water than myself, that there's something going on with water that has not been through the processes of, the municipal processing, if you will, of the water. The water that's in the air, forgive my ignorance, but it's more pristine, if you will. It has a better shape, a structure. There's a lot of talk about the structure of the water, and it should have proper Proper water would have a hexagonal structure and it's more hydrating for the body. But nonetheless, this water out of thin air has that. It's virgin water with very little wrong with it. So I went crazy over it, and I've been using this thing for many years, and it has made a huge difference for me. Now, one of the things that really got me more excited was the fact that you offer mineral filters, because we're always talking about alkaline water and things of that nature. So talk about a little bit about those mineral filters and other things that we've got going on. Because I remember last time we touched base, we couldn't chat too much. You were telling me about some new developments with the Ecolo Blue system. So fill us in.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you're right about that. I mean, the water that comes from the atmosphere is generally cleaner than municipal water. There's no additives and, even the stuff that's floating in it. So it is, cleaner in that perspective. We have a filtration system in the machine which cleans out pretty much everything. So basically what happens is that if you take the water at the end of it, it has no mineral content. It's almost the same quality as distilled water. Obviously, distilled water is having to, to heat it to get it distilled. And we don't do that, so we can't really classify it as distilled, but it has the same nutrient value, which is 0. It's pretty much distilled water. So we do add a mineral filter to the machine. Now you have an option to take the machine without the mineral filter and the water quality will be distilled or have no nutrient value, or you can keep the mineral filter, which comes standard in our machines, which replaces the water with minerals that you would get, sort of everyday minerals. There's a list of them, quite a numerous amount that are in there. It's the type of minerals that you get from water, from food intake, and that it's just to replace the mineral content in the water to have a little bit more nutrient value. We do also have an alkaline filter that we can use. Sorry, Malcolm?
So it becomes more hydrating. It's more friendly to the body.
Correct. I mean, there's a discussion going on. I don't know how true or not it is, but people talk about distilled water having no nutrient value, being not that good for the body, that it actually takes out the nutrients in your body instead of replacing it. So,
yes,
people have different views about this. So, you depending on what your views are, you have the option to use the machine. We do sell the machine sometimes to medical institutes who use the water for cleaning of utensils and things like that, as well as some people like to just drink distilled water, or if you want to go the normal route, you use the mineral filter, replace it with mineral. So we give people different options, as well as I was saying, we have an alkaline filter that you can put in the machine. It replaces the mineral filter, but it has an alkaline plus mineral filter, so it replaces it with minerals and a higher pH. For people that are interested in a sort of more of a acidic alkaline pH-based water as well. So we try to offer different sort of machines to different people that want different stuff out of their water.
That's amazing, especially with the distilled bit. If I can back up just a little, in the distilled water world, the big issue, let's just start with distilled water. What distilled water is empty water. It's absolutely empty, and it will take from anything it can find its essence. It will just suck everything out because it's literally a liquid vacuum. Well, the problem with that is that when you buy distilled water in a plastic container, you got plastic tea now, and that's full of BPA, BPS, all the stuff that causes cancer and many, many other nasty maladies. Well, a great answer is right here, the Ecolo Blue, because when you do, the rare instance that you do want distilled water in your body would be for those applications of detoxification, when we're trying to leach things out. So that could be anything from the coffee enemas that people do for detoxification, great for cleansing the liver, to an oral detoxification diet where you're just doing liquid for a period of time, and you could use this nice, clean, distilled water, almost distilled. We can't say it's distilled because there's no heat involved, but we can use this empty water to help pull things out of our body. And then once you're done, you can slap on that mineral filter and go back to some nice full-bodied water, which is not pulling from your body. So that's really powerful there. Now, let me ask you this. Do the machines still heat the water? I think it heated it to almost 200 degrees or something.
Yeah, I mean, we actually heat and cool the machine. We have a different variations of machines that we offer, but we have one which is the standard machine that makes water with no heating and cooling aspect. But we do have a bunch of machines that do heat, and they can up to 200 degrees, and then the cool water would be down at 39, 40 degrees. So it gives, or you can switch the function off, and you can have it at room temperature. So again, giving you different options of the type of water that you want. The heated water is hot enough for, to be able to use for coffees or soup.
Yeah, you can
Like
cook
that.
with it.
So yeah,
Right,
it's just different additives to the machine.
it is amazing.
Yes, correct. It is warm enough, hot enough to use. Yeah.
That was my favorite because I always do pour over coffee. I use a Vietnamese coffee maker, so I like so you have to pour boiling water in there, and that gives it to you boiling right out of the machine. Also for poaching eggs, cuts everything in half. I love that feature. Now, this has a lot of really good stuff going on in there, but one of the things that people are going to ask, I know they're going to ask me. All right, I know it sounds really good, but come on, how much time am I going to have to spend maintaining this thing? How many hours per month for filters and this, that, and the other? That's all those concerns that people have with new devices. But let's talk about that a little. How about the maintenance?
Yeah, the maintenance is not too difficult. We've designed our newer machines with a very easy filter change. It's just sort of twist off. You basically just twist and pull the filter off, and then replace the filter. So the filter changes take literally one minute to change. One thing that is important to realize, and this would be water in general, is that if you let which we have an RS of water, we do not waste any. We filter it back in. So the bottom tank needs to be cleaned on I wouldn't say regular basis, maybe every couple of months. The small little tank out and rinse it out and put it back in. Other than that, that's really it. I mean, if you're using the machine on a regular basis, the water's going to be running through the machine, keeping it clean. If you do go away on a trip and you're gone for a couple of weeks or two, you're going to need to switch the machine off, take the water out of the machine, and just leave it as it is. And when you come back, you put the machine on, because you don't want to leave the water sitting in there for 2 weeks, because obviously if you leave it anywhere, you're not going to come back after 2 weeks and drink it. So there's a few little things like that you have to take care of, but the maintenance side of it, we've tried to make it as easy as possible for people so that they don't have to worry too much about spending too much time having to look after it.
Awesome. Now, what about the UV part? I remember the older systems used to have UV filtration and a whole series of other nice things going on. I'm sorry, not in UV filtration, but a UV light in the upper tank to make sure that your water stayed sterilized. And then it would also cycle. I'm not sure how long, but it would always move the water around and filter it just to make sure that there was no stagnation. Are they doing that still, or what's the improvement on that?
Yeah, we have 3 UV lights in the machine. One in the bottom tank, which comes on in periods to clean to kill the bacteria, if there is any in the bottom tank. We have one in the top holding tank, which comes on less occasionally, because the water in the water in the bottom tank is not filtered. The water in the top tank is filtered, therefore cleaner, therefore needs a UV light less regularly than the bottom tank. So it comes on, and this is all being scientifically designed to come on enough so that it's not being used too frequently, but it is killing if there is any bacteria in it. And then the last UV is actually out the nozzle, and when you push the button to dispense water, the UV light will come on to kill if there is any excess bacteria or anything in the water. Will kill it just before it comes out. So we try to make sure that we have the purest water, that when you push the button to get the water out of the machine, all the way through the machine, the water's been taken care of for you.
Wow, that is great to hear. Now, if someone wanted to, I remember that the older machines had this option, not really that you want to get that nasty stuff, that municipal water, but if somebody wanted to connect it to a city line and just use city water, filtering the city water, is that an option? Not sure why somebody would want to do that, but is that an option?
Correct. Yeah. Yes. Well, you have to understand that the machine is taking humidity out of the air and is producing a certain X amount of water a day dependent on your environment. So if you do, say, for instance, have a party or have a lot more people around and you need to produce more water than the machine's able to make at that time, there's cabling that comes with the machine that you can attach to municipal water. That will attach to the bottom of the machine, will run through the filtration system, so therefore will clean the municipal water even further than it is already cleaned, which most times ends up being the same quantity, the stored quantity, because of the filtration system that we have, but it allows you to be able to use more or get more water out of the machine at a given time. So we have that option for people who are interested in using it for different reasons.
Wow, so it is flexible. And one other thing, because I know that you're a renewable energy company and you're really looking at sustainability. One of the things I saw on the website that you've introduced, and I was thinking long ago, it'll be really exciting, is solar. So you've got solar panels. These things can actually run completely off the grid. You can go out to the middle of the desert. Well, let's not say desert because it's a little too dry, but somewhere really remote and make water, right? Or no? Am I seeing this right?
Correct. Yeah,
Very cool.
correct. I mean, the machines are pretty much a plug and play. We don't actually produce or manufacture any of the panels. We have companies that we work with that does solar paneling as well as inverters and controllers to be able to attach. If you wanted to put solar itself, you want to add some batteries. But yeah, the machines, we have packages that we do sell that allow customers to buy a one-off, which will be solar and inverters and the machine, so that you can use the machine off grid. So yes, it is designed for that and can work with it. Yes.
Wow. Make water anywhere. That is really exciting stuff. So one more thing in closing. Is there something out there like an opportunity for first timers in the world of clean water to get their hands on an Ecolo Blue and experience the power of the unit?
Yes, I mean, obviously we sell in the US through our online store, through our website, which is www.ecoloblu, ECOLOBL.com. And we can discuss, Malcolm and I, the setting up, and you can let your customers know and call in and get 10% discount on the machines coming through you. So
Very cool. Thank you.
That's an offer we can give to you.
Awesome. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. We got an opportunity to go and get some clean water now. Make sure we let's hurry up and hop on this thing, because you will definitely like having an Ecolo Blue. As you know, water is getting increasingly more and more dirty around the world. The next thing on the economic map is really what should we say? Blue gold. That's water wars. Water wars are here and they're here to stay. I mean, we've got different issues going on around the world where countries are at each other's throats over the issue of water. So make sure you take care of your water and you start educating yourself on ways to get clean water, because we're made up of over 90% water. Do you really want to take a risk on making that water dirty, toxifying it in any way? Do you really know what's in it? So get out there and educate yourself, guys. Make sure you get clean water for yourself and family. It's just the foundations of good neurological function, because as I said earlier, you have fluoride in water. We all know that fluoride is damaging to the neurology. It will fry your nerves. And if those aren't working, well, you can forget about most other things, because the body really runs on nerves and water. So that's all for me. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you so much, Wayne, for your time and sharing all this good info with us. And as always, si wale waleo.